Yeah, thanks. Just wish to add in there. Yeah, so it's important as we're discussing here not to stress the situation at getting the point across. But with this, there are times, if you will, that I go down in there and to inject some truth, let's say in some of these uh lower timelines or false narratives that need to get stirred up. And however, when I do this, I don't go down in there, if you will, with stress at trying to find someone. It's a different course of what I'm doing with this to, let's say, like Lee says, and like we say, just to interject some truth in there. So it should not be stressful at all. And, having said this, I believe with the Jacera Nasara timeline, that's destructing more. I believe I don't really have much of an update on it. But what I did do is listen a little bit to uh, Ricardo Bossi from Australia One in Australia with their political thing and taking things forward. And with that, what I see in that few moments is he is more so resorting to aggression as well. And once you see this resorting to anger within that movement, it means it's imploding, that it's ready to destruct as well. Because as we all know, and as Beatrice says, there is no politics in the future. It does not work that way. And also, having said this, I witnessed a similar thing. I was watching just a couple moments of Sasha Stone again with in an interview, and more so, he come right out and said again, he's been let's say outspoken, if you will, but he come out and again, and he said about governments, people should be blowing their beep heads off, but where you see them resorting to this kind of lingo and statements, it's that aggression that is involved with it that has to implode these old directions because they're not in a line with going forward. So I am witnessing that, as we monitor many things with all of the timelines. So just to let you know, again, it is speeding up and we are seeing those indicators in the lease. Thank you.
I'd like to I'd like to put some definition in right now to some of the words that we're using, and redefine them slightly if we can. And those two words are politics and economics. We're referring to a bastardized version of those words. There will be no more politics. We're referring to a governmental structured politics. And when we say there will be no more economics, we're referring to a financial system of economics. Now, governmental politics is an oxymoron. There is no governmental politics. This is an inversion. Politics means the masses deciding what they want to do for themselves. It's how people speak to each other, deciding what it is that they would like to construct or do. That's politics. That's its base etymology of the word politics. It's everybody talking to each other and coming up with a plan. What politicians have done is move that into a governmental structure and said that they are the politics and that they are the parliament. Well, parliament and parley is to speak for, and ment is the mind. So the govern the mind, the control the mind, goes through the speak for the mind with the politics, and they speak for the people as if they are the people. That definition of politics is what we are not talking to for the future. Economics is the same. Economics has got nothing to do with money, but it has been made into money. So we believe economics is all about money, but it isn't. The original form of it is goods and services and everything else that the people would use themselves. So the actual original word is what we're not talking to. Can we ask again, please, that anybody that joins mutes themselves if they've got background noise? Thank you. But so if we can talk to what it is that we are defining here, with not just throwing both the words under the bus, but the definitions of the bus that we all believe are true, they are not true. And that's what we're speaking to as we move into truth and transparency. There's nothing wrong with politics and there's nothing wrong with economics if we decide what they mean. But in the definitions that we've been given, that we believe, they are completely inverted. So again, can you just to define what it is? We're not throwing anything in the away with the bathwater. We're redefining what it is, and that's what we will use inside GPMS moving forward. Whatever best suits the people, not the word, but what the word means to us or them, not what we were taught it was. I don't again, not as a lecture, but as a definition. Just wanted to share that and get that across.
I would like to ask something else, if it's possible, because in this last meeting, we were saying, share this link to anyone you feel guided to, correct? Does that mean that we can, when we have these meetings, for example, instead of making private meetings, like I've talked to this man in England, you know, and could I send him the link of this Zoom so he could come in to this meeting? Or what does it exactly mean to share with the people that you feel guided to out of the contributors group?
Right. So in the contributors meeting, if we've got ones that are coming in that don't know about GPMS, then it would be a GPMS meeting, really giving the insight and explaining GPMS through what could be limited concepts and other reasons and other ideas coming in. And it's much more than a one-on-one, or much more than a defined meeting for what they may bring to the table and see as a problem or an obstacle, to align them more to GPMS and what it is. So the contributors inside GPMS already know what GPMS is. They've already got on board. They've already got the fundamental foundations of GPMS. Yes, they may still have questions, but they're not, do I join? What is it? And these fundamental questions. So this is a sort of step up, if you will, from those that are asking questions as to what is GPMS. We're more than happy to run those meetings, but that's not really a contributor meeting where everybody is already contributing and doing things, and they're asking questions about maybe other things. So it keeps it more, we can invite many into here, but it won't be a contributors meeting. Then what it will be is a why GPMS discussion. Do you get what I mean? So there is a slight difference. Of course, you could bring people in. It depends what they bring to the table. So this is why with this, I don't mind. I really don't mind.
Yeah, but how about
Yolanda? May I ask a question?
Yeah, just a minute, Emily. Could it be possible that, because I think it would be an absolutely amazing idea if then and now, for example, once every 2 months or something like that, we could actually do a meeting like this to talk about GPMS to those that are still in that space, you know, that they don't know. Wouldn't that be good? Instead of, you know, because
all of those videos are already on the GPMS website, on the YouTube channel. So all of the videos we did for that are already there. They're all recorded and they're all open to the public. They are getting more refined. Sorry. I will just refuse to admit people shortly who keep their microphones open. I just no, but we are getting more refined in what it is that we're talking about. But that's within the GPMS community. So bringing people, yeah, you see the difference. Yes, we can. Q&As we run. Well, we used to run all the time, but what we found was nobody was turning up, and there wasn't. You know, it was just the same questions and answers that we were giving to each other, and they're all on the website. They're all on the YouTube. So if anybody does wish to look, they could. Of course, people like to have the up-to-date version or be involved, but it's all there. So yes, if basically the answer is yes. If there's a requirement, I'll run one tomorrow. You know, we can run them wherever, whoever can run them, it doesn't matter. But there isn't a requirement.
What were you saying, Emily? Sorry, darling sister, beautiful.
No, I just felt the intensity of what you were talking about and how important it might be for us to open that up again. Yeah. I know we've had it closed for multiple reasons because we've all done so much work to get us here where we are now. Myself, I don't like to regurgitate messages. I don't like to say things over and over and over and over and over and over. And I got tired of it. I'm being honest. I got sick and tired of doing it. So if it is a need, if you're feeling a need within the collective for us to open that up, then I feel it is important to do that. But like Lee said, I am not interested in opening up a communication where no one's going to show up. And I'm not going to, do you understand? I don't want to waste my time or my energy on anything. I'm too busy having fun.
There is, Emily's bang on with this. There is a point where we've got to where we need to, I say this without any ego, but GPMS needs to be approached now by others, not GPMS reach out to others to try to get them on board. No, others need to approach to a certain degree and ask their own questions, as opposed to us try to pull them in and give them the answers that they're seeking. They may not even know. This is the same thing what Emily's talking to with feeling the force and the grace. So trying to get these meetings together to give people the answers they seek, no, they've got to come and ask the questions. They've got to come and request the meetings, not just us necessarily feel that, oh, if we run this, they might. If you build it, they will come. To a certain degree, that doesn't work in this. It's fascinating what's going on. We will hold more Q&As. They will be done openly. There will be more coming on board that have got questions that will be revised and revisited at those times. In the background, other meetings are going on, and they're